Nurse Lauren finally enters the mysterious room at the end of the hospital corridor. Her heart races as she faces the patient, a boy who has been immersed in a deep, solitary sleep for 3 months without any visitors. As Lauren approaches the bed, tears spring from her eyes, unable to contain the despair that overwhelms her. Hello, my friends. I am Linda, and this is the Linda's Stories channel. I hope you enjoy this story. Good afternoon, Lauren. The warm voice on the other end of the line began. I'm very pleased to inform you that you have been accepted in our selection process. Congratulations. You are the new nurse at our hospital. Your first day will be tomorrow. For some time now, Lauren had been dreaming of working at that hospital, one of the most renowned in the country. It was a place many healthcare professionals aspired to be, but only a few had the privilege to enter. On her first day, Lauren was greeted with a warm smile by a friendly employee. He guided her through the brightly lit and spacious corridors that seemed more akin to a luxury hotel than a hospital. He introduced her to the modern facilities equipped with the most advanced medical technology. Lauren was in awe of the grandeur of the place, her eyes scanning every detail with admiration as she walked through the corridors. When she learned that she would be assigned to the pediatric ward, her heart filled with gratitude. The delicacy and purity of children had always touched her in a special way. Although she knew that working in the pediatric ward would mean facing intense emotional challenges, Lauren did not hesitate to embrace this responsibility. As the days went by, Lauren delved deeper into the routine of the hospital, becoming a familiar figure not just to her team colleagues, but also to the little patients and their families. Each room she entered, she was met with curious little eyes. Observing the mothers accompanying their hospitalized children, Lauren felt empathy overflow in her heart. She understood the pain and exhaustion hidden behind the courage they displayed. Thus, as she administered medications or made her rounds, Lauren made sure to offer more than just medical care. She provided a shoulder to lean on, words of encouragement, and a touch of compassion. Lauren noticed that one room at the end of the corridor always seemed shrouded in mystery. While her colleagues took turns caring for patients, she noticed that this particular room was tended to by only a few nurses and never received visitors. Intrigued, Lauren decided to probe her colleague about the mysterious patient. "Who is the patient in that last room down the hall? Why does he never receive visitors?" she inquired, seeking to unravel the mystery. Your colleague, with an expression laden with sorrow, shared the gloomy details that surrounded the life of the mysterious patient. "There is a boy named Daniel admitted here," she began, her voice echoing with a blend of sadness and compassion. "He was admitted to the hospital 3 months ago for an appendectomy, but something went terribly wrong, and he has never regained consciousness. The doctors do not know why he does not wake up. His father is a very wealthy man, but he never visits. In fact, he has ordered that only a few staff members have access to the room. As for his mother, no one knows." The story about the loneliness of little Daniel brought a heaviness to Lauren's heart. She couldn't help but feel desolate imagining that boy, so young and vulnerable, lying in a hospital bed without a comforting presence by his side. As she watched other mothers, dedicated and vigilant beside their children's beds, Lauren felt a twinge of envy mixed with a profound sense of sadness. They held their little ones' hands, consoled them in moments of pain, and maintained an unshakable faith in their children's recovery. For Lauren, these gestures were testimonies to the strength of maternal love and the unwavering hope that accompanies it. And yet there was Daniel, even if unconscious, facing his lonely fate without the loving touch or the soft voice of a mother. As the days unfolded in the hospital, Lauren discreetly looked for opportunities to peek into the room at the end of the corridor, where little Daniel remained in his perpetual sleep. Probing her fellow nurses for any news about the boy's health condition, Lauren found only the same answer. Daniel remained immersed in a deep sleep, with no sign of improvement or change in his condition. Then, on a particularly hectic day at the hospital, when food poisoning at a children's party brought a wave of patients to the busy corridors, Lauren was called for a specific task by the head nurse. "Lauren, I need you to do the rounds in the room at the end of the corridor," said the head nurse, handing her the patient's chart with a serious expression. "The nurses who usually attend to him are busy. Be quick." A shiver of excitement and nervousness ran down Lauren's spine as she held the patient's chart. This would be the moment she had long awaited. With her heart beating unevenly, Lauren stood still in front of Daniel's bedroom door, her hand trembling as it touched the doorknob. With a suppressed sigh, she pushed the door open, entering a space filled with mystery. Each step she took seemed to carry the weight of an expectation that had long been stored in her heart. Then, when her eyes finally rested on the fragile figure of Daniel lying in the bed, something within her unraveled. The clipboard slipped from her trembling hand, scattering medical charts across the floor. But Lauren barely noticed, as her gaze was fixed on the calm face of the boy before her. Tears flooded her eyes, overflowing in a torrent of emotions she could barely contain. She approached the bed with hesitant steps, her trembling fingers gently touching Daniel's pale face. "I'm here, my son. Mommy's here. You're not alone anymore, my love," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. Yes, Daniel was Lauren's son, and about a year ago, the nurse had gone through a tumultuous separation from her husband, Daniel's father. What began as a love story had turned into a bitter custody battle over their son. Her ex-husband, a wealthy and arrogant man accustomed to having the world at his feet, would not accept defeat. Custody of little Daniel was granted to Lauren, but this only triggered a series of retaliations from the boy's father. After the separation, Lauren returned to her former profession as a nurse, seeking a way to rebuild her life and find a sense of purpose and independence. But on a fateful day, when her work made her late to pick up Daniel from school, her ex-husband found the perfect excuse to act. Using all his power and influence, he manipulated the situation in his favor, using legal resources and contacts to take the boy away from Lauren. And he didn't stop there. He recruited people willing to testify against the nurse's honor and morals, tarnishing her reputation. The loss of custody of her son was a devastating blow to her, a pain that seemed to tear at her soul with each passing day. Even visits to Daniel were under the strict control of the father, further restricting her access to her own son. Since Daniel had been placed in a hospital bed after appendix surgery, Lauren's pain only intensified. When Lauren discovered which hospital Daniel was admitted to, she knew she needed to find a way to be by his side, even if it meant challenging the barriers set by his father. She couldn't bear the idea of her son facing this lone journey without the comfort and presence of his loving mother. Upon finally being hired as a nurse at the same hospital, Lauren saw this as her ultimate opportunity to be by her son's side. As the legal battle continued, she was determined to do everything possible to ensure Daniel knew he was not alone, that his mother was there. Lauren knew that to keep having the chance to see her son, she needed to act with extreme caution. No one in the hospital could discover the truth about her relationship with Daniel. With a soft kiss on Daniel's forehead, she left him. But to her surprise, from that day on, Lauren was assigned to take care of Daniel's room, and she took every opportunity she had to be by her son's side. In a subtle and discreet way, she soothed Daniel, told him stories, and sang to him, just as she used to when he was just a baby. Arriving for her shift on a day like any other, Lauren noticed an unusual commotion in the air. The medical team was visibly excited. Curious, she quickly approached, eager to find out the reason for the euphoria. "What happened?" Lauren asked as she joined the group of colleagues. The boy in the room at the end of the hallway. Daniel woke up," announced one of the colleagues, his face brimming with joy. Without a second thought, she ran towards the room, her heart beating erratically with anticipation. Upon reaching the door, her breath nearly stopped when she saw the figure of her ex-husband inside. Instinctively, she hid behind one of her colleagues, her eyes fixed on the scene before her. "I want my mommy, she's here, I know," insisted the boy to his father, his voice laden with certainty and longing. "She visits me every day and talks to me. Where's my mommy?" The father tried to soothe his son. "Daniel, you must have dreamed about her," he murmured. At the moment when Lauren heard her son's words, she knew her secret no longer mattered. Her son needed her embrace, her love. "I'm here, my love," she said, revealing herself and wrapping her son in her arms. At that moment, all barriers crumbled, and the nurse finally could embrace her son with all the love and affection she had kept for so long. As Lauren hugged her son, her ex-husband seemed to exude fury, his expression a storm of contained emotions. With firm steps and a heavy countenance, he left the room, leaving a trail of tension in the air. Within minutes, 2 security guards approached, interrupting the commotion. "Ma'am, please follow us to the reception," requested one of them. With remarkable calm, she followed the guards, resigned yet serene. Her heart, though constricted with uncertainty about what would come next, was at peace knowing her son was well. In the following weeks, Lauren was prevented from visiting her son while she awaited the custody hearing. Her ex-husband, armed with arguments and power, seemed to hold all the cards, but she was not alone. Beside her, an army of mothers rallied. These mothers had been blessed with Lauren's kind words and affection while she worked as a nurse. To them, what Lauren had done was the embodiment of faith and the most genuine maternal love. Being by a sick child's side was instinctive, and no law could stop a mother determined to protect and care for her child. It became evident to the court that Daniel's father was driven by selfishness and a desire for revenge, rather than genuine care and concern for the boy's well-being. With the decision finally in her favour, Lauren hugged her son with relief and gratitude. Lauren showed that a mother's love is more than just an emotion. It is a driving force that propels her to do the impossible for the well-being of her child. The bond between mother and child is a powerful force, capable of overcoming even the most difficult obstacles. It is a love that knows no bounds, that does not waver in the face of life's storms. It is a love that persists, that cares, that protects, that sacrifices. If you enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment with a number from 1 to 5 to let us know how much you liked the story. Also, watch the video that is currently on your screen. See you soon.